going live on YouTube as well. So live here on Instagram and YouTube over here. Ooh, hi YouTube. Okay, let me just set this up. So hi, welcome everyone to HB Lighthouse's channel. My name is Genevia and I am a beauty founder turned web designer. So I used to own a cosmetics line for about 3 years and I did all the things. And then I shut that down and started HB Lighthouse, a service-based brand. And so what we do now is we design websites for health and beauty brands that are looking to launch for the first time or redesign their existing websites. So I just wanted to hop on here really quickly to talk about target audiences because I had a recent conversation with a past client. I redesigned her website, I think in December of 2023. So 2 months ago, worked on her website. And it was a really great experience. But she called me yesterday. We spoke yesterday, and she told me that she got some feedback from her customers and just people in general, potential customers, about her new redesigned website, which is really great customer service and just really great general feedback to receive from clients because it's an example of just, again, creating and connecting with your target audience and making them feel like they are part of the brand. And so it's always a good idea to just open yourself up to your clients and understand, where they are and how they're feeling about you, the experience that you're creating online. So I I have some notes here that I want to share so that I don't forget anything. So she called me, my past client called me yesterday to tell me that some of the feedback that she received from her website has been really positive, which is really good. But then on the other hand, they were a little confused about a particular section on her website. They weren't really sure how to engage with it. And just to give you guys some context, initially, when we started the project, her target audience was millennials, so like 34 to like 45, I would say, in that age range. So we designed the website for that particular audience, and I came up with a fun section that we could include on her homepage that would be engaging. And so in this particular section, I use the concept of vertical tabs, which is basically um, a section where you can select tabs and they will expand either horizontally if it's on desktop or vertically on mobile. So there are arrows that will indicate which direction the tab will open or close. And hi, welcome, Musa Magic, and which will open and close. And it's very directional. And you select the tab and it just will expand. So this was a particular section that the client didn't necessarily, or not the client, but her target audience was not sure what to do with. So they would scroll on her homepage, they would get to this particular section, and whichever tab was activated was the tab that they would read, and then they would continue to scroll, not realizing that they needed to select the other tabs in order to see the additional content and information she had in those sections. So when she told me this, I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. That people are not clicking on the tabs and knowing, what to do, which is not good because they're missing out on a lot of valuable information that she has. Um, so again, the target audience, millennials. So that's one point. But then on the other hand, there are also older people visiting her website and engaging with her products and her services. So with that in mind, older generations are not necessarily going to know how to navigate a modern, new, stylish website in 2024, and it's not their fault. So times have changed, and there's so many different design elements that you can add to a website, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your target audience is going to understand how to engage with them. So again, we created a website for millennials basically, but she also noticed that there were older men and women who were going to her website who weren't sure how to engage with it. And so in cases like that, great design or design in general is super important because we weren't aware that, you know, her target audience would sort of evolve into another generation that is not tech savvy. That obviously poses a problem. And so that's why it's really important to know and do your research at the onset of who your target audience is going to be. So that way you can develop experiences and accommodate them as necessary. In this case, she received that feedback and was super open to it. And she allowed that feedback to sort of guide and lead her on switching up sections on her website, which is really good because you always want to optimize your website when you receive feedback from your target audience. I mean, you're creating a product for them. And so you need to accommodate their experiences and be able to meet them where they are in their journey or in their particular generation or whoever they are. So in this case, obviously, we want to accommodate an older generation and even some millennials who are not familiar with certain design styles or sections on a website. So let me just read my notes really quickly. Okay, so one thing that I did right was that your target audience will evolve, or it might not evolve. Like whatever you set out, or whoever you set out to target, may just be your target audience. But sometimes they do evolve. And when it comes to accommodating that particular target audience, you'll just have to evolve with them. So you'll have to pivot and maybe start to put out surveys via email. You might want to include a quiz on your website, and when you're using surveys or quizzes, make sure that you add a field or a question that is specifically about their age. So the question will be like, how old are you or what's your age? And then you'll have an age range in brackets that will they can select which age range they fit in. And then that'll give you a better understanding of who your target audience is and who's engaging with your content more. So surveys, quizzes are really helpful to sort of know who your target audience is and who is engaging with you more, right? So that is one tip. Another lesson I think for business owners, um, or for web designers, because that I think that's a great lesson for business owners, is just making sure that you're always familiar with who your target audience is and making sure you're doing your homework at the beginning of creating your brand to understand exactly who your target audience is. That way, when it comes to developing a website, your web designer will know what sections will make sense and what sections won't. Because in this client's case, having a super cool, modern 2024 design section with the vertical tabs didn't make sense because they weren't sure what to do with it, or that there was additional information to select, click on, and absorb. So just knowing again who your target audience is in the very beginning of creating your brand, and doing that market research is going to be helpful to you and to your designer when building different assets, different content for them. Because if they're an email, if you're using email campaigns to reach them as well, you want to sort of have language in there that they're familiar with. You maybe want to keep it simple and have certain sections or information that they are going to be able to digest easily. For web designers, at least for me, the lesson that I learned is that it's important for me to just fully understand the target audience once again. So, having that information and really considering which sections to use is really going to be helpful for me when I go in and design work. So, again, I cannot stress this enough. Know your target audience. That way, we know which sections will make sense for them at the very beginning. But what is good is that my client, because I always provide training and support on how to manage a website. So I never just like do your website and then peace out. I always provide like videos and show you how to actually manage your website, how to change certain sections, how to add sections. So she was able to sort of pivot and use another section that is a little bit more simple, digestible, and clear for her target audience. So that is really all that I wanted to share. Just know what your target audience is again, and know what it is at the very beginning when you're starting your brand, because that way you'll be able to share that information with your web designer and they'll be able to create a really great design experience that's user friendly and that accommodates and meets the target audience, potential customers, where they are in life. So thank you for watching. This video is going to be available on YouTube. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel, like this video so that I know that this landed and makes sense. Share this content with friends, family members who will find this information helpful. If they are starting a business of their own, they'll find this helpful. And follow us on social media. We're on TikTok. We are on Instagram, and our handle is the same across most platforms. So that's going to be at HB Lighthouse. And thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye. Thank you, YouTube, and I will also catch you in the next video. Bye.